Do you love made-for-TV movies? We sure do. We always have. In 30 years of friendship, we've laughed, cried, diagnosed, and obsessed over every made-for-TV movie we could get our eyes on.
Did you know that most made-for-TV movies are about amazing people who have risked their lives to change the world?
We'll be taking you through the last 60 years of some of the most powerful stories. We'll see what's changed and what's exactly the same.
We also love a nice synthesizer and a sweet satin blouse. And we think you will too.
I'm Steph.
I'm Liz.
And this is
No One Would Tell, Except Us podcast.
Welcome to another episode of No One Would Tell, Except Us podcast. I'm Steph.
I'm Liz.
And today is a doozy of a film.
Y'all.
This is our 13th episode. And we kind of snuck into season 3 without telling anyone. So welcome to season 3. Sneaky. And we really wanted to be practiced and seasoned by the time we got to this film to do it justice.
That's true.
So today we are covering The Burning Bed. Mm-hmm. And this is October 8th. And we realized yesterday that October 8th, 1984 was when the film was released. So wild.
And this film, I looked on Wikipedia, which is so accurate, you know, and I was like, it is NBC's still highest rated movie that they've ever aired.
Yes. And this film has won a plethora of awards.
A ton.
Yes, it is definitely something that is kind of ingrained, I think, in American culture. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of different groups of people know about this film, whether or not they've seen it or enjoyed it or didn't like it. People know about this. So it's a huge deal.
It is. Oh,
definitely a turning point.
Every person I've ever talked to that's I'm like, oh, I'm doing a blog about, a podcast about this. They're like, oh my gosh, are you doing The Burning Bed? That was the first words out of Kendra Lee Ironman's mouth was are you doing The Burning Bed? And I was like, I don't even know. I'd never seen it until last week when I watched it.
Amazing.
And
that's amazing.
It was so good. And just a quick thing, it said it aired on NBC October 8th, 1984. The film premiered with a household share of 36.2, ranking it the 17th highest rated movie to air on network television and NBC's highest rated television movie.
So basically it did get an Emmy nomination for Farrah Fawcett's lead actress portrayal of Francine Hughes. And then it also was nominated for Best Performance by an Actress for a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
And this really stands out. I mean, what could you expect? I wouldn't expect anything less from the director of Xanadu. Let's be honest. It really is what's to be expected from Robert Greenwald. But so we're happy to celebrate its birthday today.
Happy birthday, Burning Bed.
Happy birthday. Liz, let's get one of your sweet synopses before we get into this.
This is a doozy because it's it's all over, but it's basically the story of Francine Hughes. She is a teenager when she meets an older man his nickname is Mickey. And I
think his name was Mickey.
It was James. James Berlin.
Oh yeah,
Hughes,
yes.
And they called him Mickey. Which
you're right.
And then his brother's name was Wimpy. So who knows what's going on in that family? But she's a teenager. She meets him. He's older than her, and they start dating. And he's marry me, because I want to have sex with you. And she's like, I don't want to. And then he's like, no, you do want to. And she's like, oh, okay. So she marries him, and right off the bat, he's controlling. There's definitely always an air of controlling to him, but not necessarily physical abuse. But very shortly into the marriage, they're living with his parents at first because Mickey can't keep a job. Big surprise. And I don't know at this point if he's abusing alcohol, but he is an alcoholic. And he starts getting just really mad at Francine over just stuff that you wouldn't normally because he's not right in the head. And he starts kind of knocking her around. And They have children pretty much right out the gate of their marriage, and she's just like, that's it, I'm done, I gotta take my kids, like this is a bad situation. I'm gonna go get like, she finds out she can get a divorce. She does divorce him, which I thought was the interesting part. While they're living apart, he supposedly gets his act together, which Francine reads between the lines and sees that that's not true. But she has a lot of pressure from his family to, like, you know, you're a family, you need to be together. He's going to church. He's a good guy. Like, he's working. But he shows signs of still anger when she refuses to come home. But that he gets into a terrible car accident and almost dies. And she goes obviously to visit him in the hospital. And at that point, she was like, I'm still going to stay divorced to you, but I'm going to help take care of you because of what you've been through. I think she just had like a lot of compassion. But through that, he kind of needles his way back into the family. They never are remarried, but he's living with them, which again, that's strange. He's very abusive, worse than ever before, probably because his brain is super messed up. He's drinking tons of alcohol. He's not keeping a job. He's abusive towards her. I don't know if he ever hits the kids, but he's not good towards them. And she's trying to go to school to make something of her life. He's really, really pissed off that she's going to school. He wants to keep her, underneath his thumb. He doesn't want her getting educated. And there's one night in March of 1977. It's like, that's the night. He abuses her again and again. He rapes her. He makes her burn her school books. And promises that she won't go back to school, which she refuses, which makes him more angry. Finally, he falls asleep and she gets the kids in the car. She douses the bed and the home in gasoline and lights it on fire. And he burns to death. And she is immediately, put into jail. She confesses to it. And at first, she doesn't even really want to fight. But her attorney was like, let's plead insanity instead of not guilty, temporary insanity. And she does. And she ends up actually winning and is reunited with her children. And that's basically the gist of the movie.
I think this film probably has, one of the biggest stars ever in terms of made-for-TV movies, being Farrah Fawcett. Mm-hmm. And so this is post Charlie's Angels and post being, a sex symbol in the red bathing suit. And honestly, I mean, this role, first of all, she's literally wearing like a house dress or a nightgown the entire movie. Like she is definitely glammed down.
Yeah.
And this is like a far cry from any type of glamorous role she's had. Also, after this film, I did notice she went on to make quite a few made-for-TV movies.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I think, I think again, this is the case where this probably really struck something in her, and she was able to kind of have this outlet in these kind of roles and didn't have to be completely sexualized. So we open with another great score. I really enjoyed the music.
The music was amazing.
Throughout.
It was like saxophone-y and it's like, and you're like, oh, this is going to be so good. Like it was classic.
So good. I like to refer to it as tragic jazz. It's that because I love the saxophones so much. Yeah. But when you hear sax, it's going to bring a lot of drama and probably some drama, So, yes. So basically the kids are sleeping in the car. We're starting, mid-story because we're seeing what Francine does. Yeah. And then we're getting to how she got there. So the kids are sleeping. It's basically that the type of car where there's mattresses for seats. I don't know what those are called, but you know what I mean? It's just big benches.
Yes. Yeah. It's no seat belts. There might be a string to put your hold on to when you're going too fast. Right. It's just it's like a cartoon car nowadays. It's a old looking station wagon in a way with those velour bus seats. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah.
It's like a death trap you can sleep in if you need to. So they are resting. The house like legit explodes in front of them,
Yeah.
like feet away from them. Like they're like, oh, yikes. So it's a huge explosion. There's also no driveway. They're like parked in the grass. It's like one of those situations.
Yeah. Yes. It's very it's very backwoods, like very country looking, very like gravelly dirt roads. Yeah.
Yeah, like very undeveloped. I will give it to the authorities in this film. In this instance, they come quickly. They are coming as she's driving away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're probably like, there's a man in trouble. Let's hurry up and get there.
A white man. Let's go quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, interesting. Like, I don't know if they actually did in real life, but they lived like literally across the dirt path from their parents. So like, I don't know if the parents heard, well, how could they not hear the explosion? So maybe they called 911 immediately. I have no idea.
I mean, those parents, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't even know the house exploded, to be honest.
They're like, that looks normal. It's fine.
Yeah. They're like, we'll get to this. Also, we should mention this is in Michigan.
Yeah,
so
Michigan. But they talked again. They talked like they were in the South. And what is that with like all these made for TV movies? Like anytime there's like a family that's like, not so great. They're like from the South. I'm like, what is that stereotyping? Like, what is this?
That is interesting. I mean, it's like there were plenty of like not good situations in the Midwest. Just stick with the Midwest accent.
Like stay open, like be like, oh, sorry about that. Like, why are we talking like we live in South Carolina? Like, I don't understand that at all because no one in Michigan sounds like that.
No, in my experience, no. Also, we have another house with like those steep steps going up to the back deck.
Yeah. Ooh.
Right? Wild. Just wild.
Crazy times.
So, all right, let's get to the mother-in-law played by Grace Zabriskie.
Oh,
lots of star power. I know she's from Louisiana, which again, I mean, she has an accent. And she was in The Big Easy, Norma Ray, East of Eden, Seinfeld, Drugstore Cowboy. Definitely a wide range. Also, in this movie, her name is Flossie, and her husband's name is Berlin. And if I knew those were names, my kids would be named Flossie and Berlin. I didn't know that was possible.
You got Flossie, Berlin, Wimpy, Mickey. It sounds like just like a pack of like Labradors. You know what I mean? Like running around the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm instantly intrigued by Flossie.
Yeah, Flossie. I like it.
So, I mean, the house is just like, it looks like, let's just let this burn. Like, there's nothing we can do. I mean, it's like pretty much. Garbagey.
Yeah.
I mean, so also, how hard is it to shoot a fire scene like that? That was like really intense. That was very well done.
With your actors and actresses 2 feet away. Like, it was like, whoa. And I mean, honestly, like, I don't know how she could have been there when it exploded or that close. Cause I feel like the car would have like, the implosion would have been like, boom. Like, but maybe it wasn't so much an explosion as it was just like a fire. Cause I guess the gases aren't like building up. I don't know. It was a big explosion.
Yeah. It was. And they didn't have green screen then. They could have done like a very crude, double screen. I don't know, but it was very well done.
Yeah.
And so basically Flossie's like, where's Francine?
She's like, my boy's in there. And it's like,
yeah, they're like, not anymore, lady. So then Francine's like immediately in jail.
Yeah.
And what are they hosing her off with? It's not like
oh my gosh, I know. It looked like liquid, like vanilla ice cream or something. Like it was just like thick, like undiluted, like dial soap or like sugar syrup. Like I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, and it wasn't like a sprayer. It was like what a dental hygienist uses. Like it's like so tiny and just like ice cold.
Yeah, it's like mosquito abatement. They're like
Yeah,
It was
that was really
it was weird.
bad.
I was like, is this for like lice? Like, is this like what they
Mhm.
do? Like, they just cover their prisoners and like, I don't know, Roundup? Like, what is this?
Yeah, but the cop was like very gentle with
She,
her. Did you notice that?
yes. And she like really gently, like, not pushed her in her cell, but like kind of like, she almost put her hand on the small of her back and like gently, like, was like, here you go. Like, maybe it's because maybe Fran was like really like non-temperamental and like maybe
Yeah.
from like all her bruises and stuff that night, because like I read the actual story, like it was very close to the movie, but like he really abused her more than what they showed. And so maybe she just
Mm.
looked terrible and the cop was like, yeah, I know what you're dealing with, this is unfair. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So then she meets with her attorney, played by Richard
um
Masur, who I love.
Regarding Henry much, I was like, crackers,
Mhm.
Ritz crackers, get this man Ritz crackers.
Also, All in the Family, East of
Yeah.
Eden, My Girl
Oh
2,
my gosh, yes.
Risky Business, and The Big Easy. So he and Flossie had worked together before.
Oh,
Just saying.
sexy.
Just saying. So he's basically like, yeah, I mean, you confessed. I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know how we're gonna win this. Like, this is bad.
Yeah, you burned
This
him
is
in his
bad,
bed. I
Francine.
mean, that's pretty brutal. Like, it's one thing to like shoot somebody and leave, but like to burn them alive, like that's insane.
It's really, really, really
It's personal,
extreme.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's very calculated.
right. So, she's like, I'm dreaming about my husband who I love and I set on fire, which how many people can say that? You know, like, I don't know many.
Yeah, that's probably not on many people's like bingo cards, Like, I love him
No,
and I set him on fire.
right. So we learn that they met in 63
Ooh.
at a dance where everyone's dancing on plywood outside.
Yeah, what was
And
that? Like a backyard barbecue? Like what was that? And like he's older, so I don't know how much older he's supposed to be. Like was he in his 30s? Like that's what we
I don't know.
look.
They all looked a little old to me.
Well,
Like,
yeah, Farrah Fawcett trying to be
right.
16. I'm sorry, maybe in the hue of like a 90s or 80s television when everything was like fuzzy and like we didn't have like,
Yeah.
4D and stuff like that or whatever, 4K. Like maybe it
Yeah.
looked like good. Because I remember some films where I was like, oh, that they look young. And then you watch it now and
Yeah.
you're like, dang, that's a lot of wrinkles. Like she
Yeah.
could not pass. Like she's very beautiful, but
No.
like it was I had a
No.
hard time believing she was 16.
Yeah. Like 4K is very cruel.
Yes.
And also, yeah, I was like, are these people like divorcees meeting at a dance now? Like, I don't like they're very old
Yeah.
in that way.
True.
So she's with like her, redheaded friend who's like, real fast,
Yeah.
basically.
She's loose.
And the friend is showing shoulder and Francine's wearing a cardigan.
True.
So that's just kind of like showing that Francine's a little bit like modest and
Yeah.
shy. Her friend also likes to wear bows and barrettes like right above her ear. Did you notice that?
No, but that would be super painful after a while. Like that's really a
Yeah.
sensitive area. Ooh,
Yeah. I was like, that's odd.
that is.
So they are all like smoking really long cigarettes and she talks to him and she's basically like, I'm not afraid of anything. And so we're like, okay, she's got some chutzpah.
I agree. She's like, I'm not afraid of anything. And he was just like, well, I want to see you, And she's like, maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Yeah, I'm like, careful, Francine. Like, you don't know what this man is about.
True that.
So they do kiss on the first night.
Bad.
And then they're kind of like, driving fast through the corn. I guess that's also what you do for
She's
fun.
like, drive faster. I was like, Francine, like, no, girl, come on.
Yeah, just like living dangerously. But like, what else is there to do? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Really. What else is there to do?
So then it's like, yeah, both couples are like making out in the same
Oh my
car.
gosh. That was so uncomfortable for me. Like, the last thing I want to do is make out next to someone making out. Like, it's so, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do people do that? Do young people do that?
I mean, I've seen that in so many movies, but like this one particularly bothered me. I don't know why, but
'Cause they're
I've
like,
seen that.
they're like 12 inches from each other. Could you
Yeah.
imagine that? Like, the noises and just like the smells
Yeah.
and like, oh gosh,
No.
no, just go out in the cornfield. Like, that's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with having those cars that have beds for seats, you know? Like it's encouraging that behavior.
That is true.
So she's like, I'm waiting to get married to have sex. And he's like, okay, which is shocking. Like, that's
Yeah.
really shocking, right?
Yeah, it is.
So
He's like, fine, let's get married. Like, wow, what a romancer. Like, basically, he just wanted to marry her because he wanted to have sex with her. I mean,
right.
which to me, I'm like, there's no one else in town that'll like be with you. Like, why
Right.
are you going after the one that like has morals? Like, why are you like, who cares? You know, like that's the
Right.
reason why you're gonna marry her. Is just it's odd to me. Like, I never understood that when people are like, well, then let's get married. You're gonna get married so you can have just so you can have sex. Like,
Right.
that's just weird.
Like, he's making it hard for himself, really, because it's not necessary. So, all right. Then we're in one of, the houses. We've got vinyl furniture. We've got some boiled potatoes, white bread, mismatched dining chairs.
Yep.
And she's like meeting his family.
Oh,
So, basically, Flossie is like, they're mountain people.
In
And-
Dansville, Michigan.
Yeah, which I was thinking, and I'm like, I don't know if they're talking about like Iron Mountain. I don't know, but like she says they're mountain people.
Okay.
And then she says like basically Francine is too, so Francine should have manners. But like Flossie's wearing like a smock to the dinner table, so I don't know what manners mean. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The dad does not talk. Classic. He like has nothing to say.
Basically.
So then it's just like a series of scenes of their courtship. So then, Francine's painting her nails with her friend. And the friend is like, why don't you take him back? Because they like got in an argument and split up. And Francine is like, he won't leave me alone. And all he talks about is marriage. And it's like you said before, interesting because she is pretty independent.
Very.
And she's not obsessed with getting married
Not
at all.
at all. No, she's very through and through, very independent, very strong woman. And I don't think that she had any wantings to get married so young. She says, I want to finish school and I want to get a job. Like, she had aspirations to have a career and to be educated and be young and unmarried. Like, that just was not in her plans, but she didn't, want to have a sexual relationship until she was. Like, these are all fine things. And I think it was just the pressure from this older man and this family. And let's face it, her mom was bad, like in this film at least. Like, her mom was like so unsupportive and just thought that, basically you get married and a man owns you then. So like, she didn't really have anyone besides, to be like, yeah, follow those dreams, girl. Like, it was just pressure. I think that's what it was.
I think so too. And also I read her father was a pretty severe alcoholic.
Yeah.
And so this is a really interesting case of codependency as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Before it was really, talked about.
Yeah.
So she's basically like, nobody's ever loved me like that. And like she gives in and they have sex in the bed car, right?
Yes, because he's just like, yeah, she's like, he won't take no for an, like, he basically will not take no for an answer. Like, she's like, no. And he's like, no, you want to. And then finally she's just like, okay, fine. And they have sex with no protection.
No. And like also it's like you can't afford a hotel, so should you be getting married? I don't know. Probably not. Like, I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack was banging. Did you hear the Big Girls Don't Cry song that they played?
No, they played that during the scene.
Yeah. And
Ooh.
well, it starts at the end of that scene and then it goes into the diner
Oh, yes.
where her
Yeah.
friend is like, "Oh, like where were you?" You
Yeah,
know.
and she's like, "Oh, we did it. Do I look different? Do I look different?" And her friend's like, "No." She's like,
Right.
"We didn't." She's like, "I hope you used protection." She's like, "We didn't." And I thought for sure, like, that she'd be like automatically like, "I'm late. I'm pregnant," but she doesn't get pregnant. Like,
Right. I thought that too.
yeah, so I was like, okay. And then her friend's like, well, I guess you're going to marry him. And I thought that was interesting again, how like the mindset was like, if you have sex, like you automatically are going to marry that person. And,
Right.
you know, it was just, she was pressured into it. I don't know. It was just a messed up situation. But she's not pregnant and they are going to get married. And he picks out a wedding ring, like the next scene. His mom is with. He has zero money. He can't even buy her a ring. And he's like, she's like, I like this one. And it was very simple. And they're like, it's $93. And he's like, Mama, I'm a little short. And she's like, how short are you? He's like, $93. Like, oh my God. Could you imagine if that was your fiance? Like that conversation, like right there, I'd be like, we're not getting married. Like, this is bad.
That was pretty alarming.
Yeah. And I looked it up, and in that time, that was worth like $1,000. So his mom was shelling out $1,000. Like, where'd she come up with that?
I know. That was strange. We don't know what any of these people do, by the way.
No, I think the dad does automotive work, because I think like the next scene is his dad being like, go get a job, you know? And he's just like,
Right.
because Wimpy and him are working on the cars, and he's just like, I will, Dad. Gosh, you know?
Right. They did have a classic just married car. I feel like you don't see those anymore. Like where the car is decked out.
I know. I'm like the cans in the back and everything like that. Did people ever do that?
I feel like they did. I mean,
Yeah.
not that like I've seen, but I don't know. I feel like it was a thing.
I think it's kind of like cute, actually. I almost wish that would come
too.
back, because that's kind of fun. I don't know.
I think it's sweet. Bring it back, girl. Bring
it
it on
back.
back. So he like they get married and then like he immediately wants to get it on in his parents' like manufactured
my
home. And this is like this is before manufactured homes were like, yeah, it's like better than a house, like real house, right?
Right. This is like a shanty. Yeah, this is a shanty. This is held together with like mud and sticks. Like, this is bad. It's really
bad. And the dad's like, why don't you get a job before you like bang on my couch? You know? That might be a good idea.
True that.
So then they live with his parents for a full year and he does not get a job.
And she doesn't get pregnant, which I found so odd.
I thought that was odd too. I thought it would be pretty immediate.
Yes.
And the house is like, you know, I mean, again, it's like a tiny manufactured home. So it's like the kind of house where like everything's happening at the kitchen table. So it's like they're putting, you know, rollers in their hair. They're eating, they're reading the newspaper.
Yes.
Everything's going on. There's like no privacy, obviously. Whole yard is just like scrap metal, right? Like I can't even distinguish what is what.
Yes, it's just a mess. Like, there's just stuff everywhere. There's garbage everywhere, but you don't know if it's garbage or things that they use. Like, it's just very like messy.
Very chaotic. So then he comes home one day and Francine's like wearing a new blouse.
And hot pants.
Right?
Yeah, which were like kind of coming into style then. So like, you know, those like like hot pants, they come down to like your ankles. I can't think of the word. They're like cropped and they're kind of tight around the rear and stuff like that.
Yeah, like cute. I mean,
yeah, they're cute. They're like satiny. They're really cute.
So she's excited to show him her new outfit because I don't know what else she would be excited about these days. I mean, really, like And it was on sale, you know, so she's like, look, and he's like, you know, get me a beer.
Yeah.
And she's like, get it yourself. And he is just like humiliated.
Yeah, in
Like
front of his mom and
humiliated.
Wimpy.
Right. Like that is like the first true trigger for him.
Yeah.
Um
And he like brings her into
so
the bedroom and he's like, "What are you wearing?" She's like, "What?" And he like rips it and she's like, "You're ripping
mhm,
my pants." He's like, "You can't wear this. It's too sexy." And she's like, "I wore it for you. Like I'm trying to look nice for you, my husband." And he's just
right.
like, "No, you're too sexy." And I'm like, "That's why you beat her, because she's too sexy."
Right. I mean, and then we've got classic, like the first, you know, she apologizes
Yeah.
after he assaults her.
Yep.
And again, it's just like there's like too many adults in this cardboard house. Like there's just nowhere to go. Like
Yeah,
there's
there's
just
nowhere to go.
nowhere to process anything.
Yeah.
So then we switch back to her being in jail and she can't get bail at all.
Right.
And the attorney's like, I need you to like work with me. And she won't.
Yeah, she's very quiet. She doesn't talk.
Yeah. And then, yeah, she's still wearing a nightgown in jail. So then basically
But
there's
he's, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
mean to, but
No,
he
no.
also, he says to her, he's like, "Mrs. Hughes, you're not alone." Like women are writing in talking about like the abuse that they've suffered from their husbands. Like, you know, other women are going through this. Like, we have a case here. Like, we can figure this out. And I thought that that was really important, that like, I don't know if that was true or not, but I thought that that was really interesting that women were writing to her about their own abuse and like understanding why she did what she did.
Absolutely. And again, I mean, this is like 45, 50 years ago. Like there
Yeah.
was no social media, there was no email.
Right.
I mean, for women to even hear about this was huge. And then to write letters, I mean, that, yeah, was a huge deal back then in terms of any kind of communication. So then she flashes back and she says that, you know, when Mickey was working, he always took care of her. I don't know where he was working, but he is wearing white socks with dress pants. So you tell me. So then this really gross guy is like, what a wonderful woman. And talking about how, wait, hang on, I need to pause because I need to read this. Someone said, I got to the top of that building and there was a moon as full and naked as me when it's one of his friends. So, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So they're at the house and one of his gross friends is like, what a wonderful woman. And that starts getting Mickey like jealous, basically.
Yeah.
Even though this friend is like really gross. And then the friend is saying how he got up to the top of a building and there was a moon as full and naked as he was the day he was born. And so Francine's like just being like polite, basically, like listening to this guy.
Right.
And Mickey doesn't like that. So he's basically like punishing her because this guy is like being weird.
Right.
And off-putting. And Mickey thinks that she's flirting with him.
Right.
So he's like chasing her around the house, and Berlin, his dad, is like, hey, knock it off, which is like the first time we think that, you know, his dad even notices anything. So then Francine goes to her mom's.
Yeah, she goes to her mom's, and her mom, because she's just like, that's it, like, I'm done. And she goes to her mom's, and her mom is just like, not good. She's just like, you know, women, you have to like put up with your man. You know, it's like you have to lay in your bed. You made your bed, you lie in it. Like, you know, you made your choice. This is who you chose to marry. Like, you stay with him, you put up with it. That's just what married women do. And again, it's not being like, oh, he's hitting you. Probably not great. You know, we should look into that, get you help, leave the marriage, whatever it takes to protect you. But no,
It's like 2 minutes of the worst advice you could ever hear.
the only good thing her mom did was teach her how to garden, because later on in the movie, the way that she is with her grandchildren, it just, I had to like, I got like visibly angry because she's just like, oh, take the kid, like later on we'll say she's like, take the kids,
Yeah.
like with the dad. But like she's just, yeah, she's not good mama in my opinion. And
No.
guess what? She's preggers.
She is
Francine is
preggers,
preggers.
and it's like, so then they baptize the baby, and this is a legit baby. Like, this is a little baby. So that was really good casting
Yeah.
for this infant. And they move into their own trailer, and they don't have a car seat, right?
Well,
Nobody
wait.
did.
So she does get back with him, right? Like she gets back
Oh,
with,
yeah.
yeah. So
Sorry.
she's pregnant. He comes by and she's just kind of like, okay, we're in this, I guess, because I'm pregnant. And he's just like, I'm going to be good to you. Like, come on, let's
Right.
go. And so she does move back in with him and she has the baby. And there's no car seat. She's holding the infant like in the front seat with like a knit blanket. Just
Right.
like she's not even buckled in.
No.
Like they have like their mattress tied to the top of their car, which they might as well just grabbed it from the back because that's what they were sitting on anyways. They have like a trailer. It's already filthy, which I'm like, nobody even lives there yet. There's already like just crap everywhere.
Yeah.
And they just like move in and she like, but she says like those years like that, he was elated about the baby. Like that was the one thing
Right.
that, she was like, he really, really was happy that they had a baby. And
Yeah. He
they,
did love the baby.
yeah, he loved the baby. He was ecstatic to be a father, which that's nice. And then they have like a kind of like a, I don't know, like a welcoming party at their trailer with their friends. And she's like, of course, looking after the kids while he's drinking with his friends and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happens, but she like comes in and I don't know if she says something or he thinks that she's flirting. I didn't catch it.
Basically, they're having the party. The crib is outside, by the way. The
Oh,
baby's
yeah.
probably outside.
Yeah, the baby. I wrote that. I was like, there's a crib in the dirt. Like, they're just like.
Right. So he's like, I want some more food. I probably would have like set him on fire right then. He's like so gross and just like rude and like,
Yes.
lit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's kind of like the first time that she answers like in a way he doesn't like, and he like smacks her in front of all of those friends.
Yeah. He's like, I'm hungry. And she's like, okay, what do you want me to do about it? And he hits her. But like, what kind of friends are these? Like that just are just like, oh, okay. Like, so were everyone in that group like hitting their wives? Like it was so nonchalant.
It was to me, well, and also I think he was reacting because she got a manicure, right? And she's like, I'm lonely. And like
he's like, you went into town without me? And she was just like, yeah, I'm lonely. I wanted to just get my nails done like for you to look good for you. And he's just like, I told you never to go anywhere without me.
Right. I did think though, like when he smacks her and you see his friends' faces, like to me, I took that as because I felt like they were legit like, whoa.
Yeah.
But it's like that whole like you don't get involved with like another man's family thing.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I don't
true.
think they were like, oh yeah, this is normal. But I don't think any of them would say anything. And
Yeah, that's true.
I think that was like the attitude with a lot of people back then. So the kitchen has no backsplash. It just has wallpaper and a teal sink. And, her friend comes in after her and she's like, what the hell was that? And like, don't make excuses. And Francine's like, it's my fault too. I have to like figure out what he wants,
Yeah,
and
like he lost his job and like, things are really hard right now. Like making excuses for his behavior. Like I should know what my man wants. Like kind of mimicking like what her mother had said to her. Like you should know what your man wants and put up with it. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I mean, throughout the film, the set design is so good. Like, did you notice there's just like nails in the walls? Like there's no pictures hanging. It's just like the house is just very like dim and, uninspired and sad.
Yes.
So he basically, is like this bloated, puffy man child. And he says he's sorry. And then, you know, they make out. And then we see that she ends up having more kids. And it's showing some of like the harmonious times, like they're like singing in the kitchen,
Yeah.
you know, and that's like alternating with him like beating her. And you see the scene, right, with like the two houses and he's like beating her. And then next door, I don't know if that's his dad or brother, but like the window just gets closed or the door just gets closed.
Yeah. I don't know if they had moved across the street from his parents yet. I think this was just a normal neighbor, and the neighbor's just like, they're at it again. Great. But like the kind of fighting that's going on in there, like you can hear things being thrown and like screaming and stuff like that. Like you would think that someone would call the cops and be like, hey, this is unusual. But I think it was just, like you said, it was just kind of like, you don't meddle in other people's marriages. Like they'll figure it out on their own and shut the window. Yeah.
It's just weird to me. It's like if you're not beating your wife, but you hear someone beating their wife, like why wouldn't you get help?
Right.
I mean, is the man scared of the man that's beating his wife? I don't know, but like that's so strange to me.
Yeah. And I said like in that fight, in particular fight, I was like, the house is destroyed more than normal.
Yeah. And like, is he drinking Pabst Blue? I think he is. I think he's just like mainlining that all day long.
He's like, he's down in it. And he's just like, after he's done like beating her, he's like, I love you. And she's like, why'd you do it?
Yeah.
And he's just like, he hit her head. Like he hit her head really hard. And I think she was just like, why would you hit me in the head so hard? Like, and I thought that was interesting because it's like, why would you hit her? Period. But it was almost like that night he took it one step too far. Like this could have killed me. That's kind of how I took it. Like, why would you hit me so hard in the head? Like I could die.
Right. And again, I mean, there's like real flies flying around that house. Like, I mean, it's like really, I don't know what they did, but it's very well done. And yeah, her eye is bleeding. And it's a bad scene. So
yeah.
Then she goes to the welfare department because they need money. And the social worker is like, you know, the only way we can help you is if you separate. And then the court will protect you, which is like, yikes.
Yeah. And she's like, well, he said he'd kill me if I left him. So I can't leave him. Like, I've got kids.
Right.
And he's like, well, you can get a divorce. Is that when they say you can get a divorce?
Well, yeah, he's like, you know, you just have to sign this. It's easy. And, you know, she's like, I don't have $7. And the social worker gives it to her.
Yeah, because he's like, well, okay, you have to sign these forms to get a divorce. And then it's $7 to process it. And she's like,
right.
If I had $7, do you think I'd be sitting here? Like, I'm coming to you because I have no money. I need welfare to feed my kids. My husband doesn't have a job. He beats me. And they're just kind of like, well, just divorce him. And she's just like, which I was like, really? You can divorce someone like that easily?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Also, like, I mean, you would know more about this than me, but just all of the different departments that she visits in the movie that are basically like, we don't do that. We do this. Like, we don't help with that. We help with, and I'm like,
yes.
I mean, again, not to be a simpleton, but I'm like, can't it just be like, we help people? Like, can't it just be like, we are here to help?
Yeah, anyone that knows social work knows that you have to like fight the system just to get anything. Like these are underpaid also staff people that like have about 1,000 too many people on their caseload. Right. It's very, very hard, and it's just tragic all around. But yeah, it's like, well, we don't do that, but they do that. It's like going to the DMV now. Like, I have to like call to make an appointment to go in to have my to check my eyesight so I can get my license. But I have to call this department. And they're like, well, you have to call this one for this one. It's like, oh my gosh, people. Like, can we make this easier?
Hot tip. I did go to the DMV without an appointment. And when I got to the front, they were like, did you call and make an appointment? And I'm like, I kept calling the number and it was in a different language. And they just let me in. So
Really? Oh my gosh.
yeah, so try that next time. Okay. So then she packs up and her friend helps, right? And she takes the girls away.
Yes.
Okay. Then we're in winter of 1970. So she's still in like a night dress, right? But she's got some socks and loafers in the snow.
Right. And she has like a little house, like it's her own house. Like he doesn't live there, which I thought was interesting. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, how are you getting money for this house? Like, how are you? Because she's not working. She's completely on welfare. So like, I guess she got aid for the children and that included housing. But I thought it was interesting that she got her own private house. Like, I would think that they would have her in some sort of like apartment building or something like that, you know?
Right. I mean, it's not much of a house. So maybe that's like what that is. But she is pregnant and
with his baby, because she was pregnant when she was trying to get like a divorce.
Right.
Yeah.
So then she's in the hospital. She has the baby and her in-laws come and there's that classic like plastic picture that they give you in the hospital.
Yeah.
And the mother-in-law's like, don't worry, like he straightened himself out, like he's working and you're not divorced. You just had his baby, you know?
Right, exactly. Like you're not divorced. Like he's straightened up, Francine. He goes to church. He has a job. He, you know, you're married. And she's like, no, we're divorced. But she's like, no, you need to.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Sorry, we won't allow it.
The father-in-law is like not on Francine's side, which is also interesting because he drove her away the first time. Like the father-in-law helped her get away the first time she left. So yeah, the father-in-law is not on her side, even though he did help her get away before. Right. And you know, they're like, you can't keep the, you know, children from their father.
Blah, blah,
blah. So then Mickey does come to her house.
Yeah, he wants to see the baby. He's like, let me see that baby. And she like lets him in. You can tell though, like reluctantly, because at first she like stands at the door and she's just kind of like, what do you want? And he's like, you know, you miss me. Like no one knows you like I do. And like, I love you and stuff. And he's like, I want to see that baby. You're going to deny me seeing my child. And she's like, okay, fine. Yeah. So he like comes in and you can tell, like, I thought Farrah Fawcett did such a good job because every movement he makes, she kind of like jerks back, like she's ready to react. Like, even though he's not hitting her, like she's just very like, you know, I don't know, just very reactive towards him, which you would be ready for like defense. Right. And he's just like, look at that, you know, look at that baby. And he's just like, come on, like we need to be together. And she's like,
the baby's huge by now, by the way. The baby's gigantic.
Yeah, like that's like a 1-year-old. Like, I don't know. Right. I guess he finally came around to see it. But he's just like, you know, let's be together. And she's like, no, it's over. Like, we're divorced. Right. It's over. And he's pissed. And he's just like,
and he's
okay,
like,
fine.
He's so pissed.
Yeah. He's so angry. He's so pissed. He's just like, okay, fine. And he goes away. And then she gets a call. And it's his mother, right? It was the mother. And she's just like, yeah, you got to come quick, Francine. Like, Mickey's been in an accident. It's so bad. He's just calling for you and calling for you. And I'm like, is he incapacitated? Like, how is he calling her?
Right. And there's a really long tracking shot through the hospital. This is like very impressive. Like when she's running with the kids.
Yeah.
Very
it kind of like gave me like The Shining almost, because like the hallway just like kept going. And like it was like, I swear the hallway was carpeted. And I'm like, what freaking hospital carpets their hallway? Like, oh, could you imagine?
It was bad. It was bad. And like, you know, it's like he almost died, but he didn't, you know? And like his brother's like, well, you're okay by me now, Francine, because you came here. Like, you're fine now.
Yeah,
in my
not
eyes.
the fact that she put up with years of abuse and had like 4 kids with him, but like now it's like, oh, you're all right.
Right.
And like Mickey's just like in bed. Like he doesn't even look that bad. He's just like, he's covered in like a body cast, but he's just like, ugh. That's how he always looks. And she like holds his hand.
Yeah. He's got like a weird, it's like a baby face that's not cute. Like,
Yeah, yes. It's like baby face, but old at the same time. And
Right.
like just like used car salesy, like sleazy looking.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. And he's just like, he starts like crying and he's just like, oh, like, and she's just like, oh my
Right.
gosh, like,
right.
darn it. This is bad.
Bad. So, then, yeah, it's 1971, and it's like she, thinks she should help him get back to health. And her friend is like, why are you doing this?
Okay. Yes. I guess it's just like compassion. And maybe she was just thinking, like, well, this is the father of my children. Even though we don't get along, like, they may want him in their life. Like, I don't know if maybe she loved him. Maybe she did in some weird way. Even though she was like, this is bad for us to be together. Maybe there was just this feeling of like loyalty, of like, well, who else is going to take care of him? Like I was his wife,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think a lot of people do love their abusers, honestly.
Yeah.
And again, with codependency, it's like your only purpose is to take care of that person.
Right.
Even though they're hurting you, it's like your needs like mean nothing to you. Like all you want to do is take care of them.
Yeah.
Ultimately all you want is to be loved by them, and they can't love you because they're,
Yeah.
sick. So
Yeah. In fact, she said, I just wrote it down in her monologue because they show Mickey coming home with his parents and she moves into a house. That's when she moves into a house with the kids directly across from Mickey and his parents so that she can like be separated from him, she thinks, and also help take care of him. Because I think the plan was he would live with his parents and she would live separately with the kids, but help with the caregiving. And, she says in her monologue, she's like, I couldn't leave him now. What would the kids think? So I think that was her purpose, was like the kids love their father, I guess. And, they want him like in their life. So like this would be a bad example to them if I just left him while he was like, unable to walk and things like that. So,
and her friend is like, I wish, he died. Like, you're only getting rid of him if he dies.
Yeah. I mean, and she wasn't wrong. I mean, it was true.
No.
As terrible as that is, it's true.
But
he starts to like, get on the mend, and he's just like, he sees Fran. He's like, Fran, I should get home. I should come home. Like, I should be with you and the kids. Like, let's get married again. And
yeah. Well, because he's constantly like calling for her.
Yes.
Which, like I could not.
Fran.
Yeah. And Flossie's like, he wants you to change his dressing. And like, I mean, again, I'd be like, where are the matches? Like, I am done. Like,
oh my gosh.
I'm not doing this.
But what's interesting is that later on, when Francine, the real Francine Hughes, she does become a nurse. And I wonder if that's from her like experience with this, because, or maybe she just always was a caregiver, because that's not initially what she went to school for. So I was like, that is interesting.
That is super interesting. And like, then Flossie is like telling her to watch her tone in her house. And because she doesn't want to help him, like she doesn't want to change his dressing. And Flossie's like, you watch your tone. And he's like laying around all day. And they're just like babying him. So then he learns how to use a cane so that he can go up the stairs to Francine's house.
Right.
Basically. So he like won't leave her alone. He has like gross facial hair now. And it's a really good, indication of like how like the systems and divorce mean nothing if you have no resources. Like if you have no resources, it doesn't mean anything.
Right. And I mean, it didn't help that she also lived directly across the dirt path from him. I
Yeah.
mean, like, maybe put a little bit of space between you and the kids, like,
Yeah.
but maybe she's not working. Their family could have owned that the other shanty. I have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
and this is just what she got. There's things they left in the
Right.
movie and things they took out. Who knows financially where Fran is? But
Right.
he's coming over. She's like, okay, you
Yeah.
need to go because like we're not together. And
Right.
they kind of pan to this one particular time where he's like, I'm not going. Like, we're going to be together.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, we're not. And
Right.
he, I guess all his strength comes back because he starts to abuse her and he pushes her. There's like a mirror, like one of those, like, I think it was like a diamond shaped like mirror or whatever it was, like against the wall. And he like cracks her head on it and the mirror shards like go everywhere. And she like yells to the kid. She's like, go get grandma, like go across the street and get grandma. And they start chasing each other.
That actually was a good scene too.
Yeah.
Because you think he's going to find her.
Yeah, you do. So she leaves this trail of blood and she goes to a closet and she has blood on her hands. And so she opens the door and they show that like it's like this white painted door, but there's like blood and you're like, oh crap. Like he's just going to follow the blood and he's going to know where she is.
Right.
And she's hiding and they keep panning to her eyes, like where there's like a slit of like light coming through like the bottom of the closed door, and she's just like welling up with tears and she's panicked, and she looked panicked. Like it was very, very good. Like she was hiding, and you see the door, like you see the footsteps stop at the door, and you're just like, oh no. And then you see the door handle like turn slowly, and you're just like, okay, just kill her already. Like let's get this over with.
Right.
Then you open it, and it's like a cop standing there.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
yeah.
Ooh, and you almost feel that relief because it was like my first time watching it. So like for me, it was like, oh, thank goodness. But what a relief that was. He's like useless.
Useless. Like, I mean, Michigan police back then, come on, guys. Like, he's like, we didn't see him do anything.
Yeah. So like we
can't do anything.
We can't arrest him. He's just like, we can't arrest him, ma'am. Like we didn't see him actually beat the crap out of you. So even though you're bleeding from the head, and he asked her, he's like, do you want to go to the hospital? And I was like, if it's that bad to warrant you asking her to go to the hospital, why on earth would you be like, everything's fine here? Obviously everything is not fine here. Would police even act like that now?
Well, I do have a chart of all of the changes that have happened that we can talk about, but like that was infuriating.
Yeah.
So then, she's like laying in bed later and Mickey comes and he's like, I'm humbling myself. And she's like, I'm going to leave if you hit me again. Yeah. And he's like, well, you're going to stay or your kids won't have a mother, basically. So then we go back to her lawyer, and it's 1976, and her lawyer's like, this is not self-defense. Like, this has to be temporary insanity because nobody is going to believe self-defense because he was asleep in a bed that you set on fire.
Yeah.
So he's like, you're going to have to talk to a lot of, like, psychiatrists. So then we go back. Then we go to 1976 and Mickey has like calmed down apparently. And she is enrolled in college, which to me, I was like, wow, I don't even know how she did that.
Well,
living with
not
him.
only that, well, before she's even enrolled, she gets that letter that she got a grant paying for all of her school. And because well, one of the things I wanted to note before we go to him like living with them again and he's calmed down is she says to him when he's like, I'm gonna humble you, she says, if you ever hit me in front of my kids, I will leave you. And he actually like strangles her, like he not like fully but he holds her by the neck and he goes, you're gonna stay here or they're not gonna have a mother. And so that's when you first get the thing of like, if she leaves, he said, I'm going to kill you. And right. But then things like calm down, like as you said, she gets a letter in the mail and Mickey's like, what is this? How did you get anything addressed to you like ever? And she's just like, I don't know. And she's like hanging up clothes outside, which I'm like, in Michigan?
Yeah.
Like, okay. And she's like, I don't know. And he's like opening it. And he's just like, what is this? It's money. And she's like, oh my gosh, I got that grant. Like, she got the scholarship. He's like, you're not going. She's like, Mickey, if I don't go, they won't give me that money. Like, this isn't like money for you to go buy alcohol. Like, I'm going to school to like get a better job. And he's just like, oh, for some reason, he kind of like goes along with it. I think because he just thought like nothing was really going to come from it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she starts going to school, and she even says like in her monologue, she's like, I was afraid to even open my mouth in class. Like, she's very scarred at this point and very, very insecure, as one would be. She's afraid to open her mouth to speak. But pretty soon, like, she starts to realize like she's really smart, and she is doing really well. And I thought it was like weird that like she's in the cafeteria like getting food with her friend, and like Henry, the supposedly quote unquote hot security officer, is just like, oh, you dropped, or maybe it's a policeman, I don't know, but he's like, you dropped this, ma'am. And she's just like, oh my stars. And I'm like, okay, is something gonna come from this? Like, is she gonna like get with this guy? But nothing comes from it. Like, it's just like a weird like flirtatious moment, and then it's like over. I thought that was odd.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a commentary on like the different like encounters with like police officers that she had.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think some were like, you know, helpful and nice, and some were useless. But like, yeah, that scene went nowhere. But like, what about when her friend takes the 2 desserts and she's like, Francine, you hardly eat. And Francine's like, you eat enough for both of us. Like, whoa.
Burn.
That's rude. So then he basically starts abusing her again.
He's getting drunk and he's abusing her.
He's getting drunk. It's raining.
Yeah.
You know,
so she like runs to the car, and she's like, get in the car, kids. And she's like trying to go it on. And I don't know what car part that was. I'm going to guess it was the carburetor, which makes me think that he worked at like an auto, like I think his family did like auto stuff. And he's just like, you ain't going nowhere. And it's like, yeah, because you took my freaking carburetor out.
Yeah. It's like so bad. And then the kids are just like hearing her get beat.
And the sax is always playing. I was like, that saxophone.
That crazy sax.
Yes. Trauma jazz is full blast when he's like giving her blows. It's just like, burr, 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 burr. It's like,
it's so crazy. And then he's like chasing her in the rain.
Yeah.
And then the cops pull up, and they have some like bright yellow slickers. Like, they have like raincoats. Like,
do you think they were like jumping in puddles before they got the call? They're like holding hands. They're like, I'm singing in the rain.
Probably. And then like, yeah, then like Flossie and Berlin are like, leave him alone. Like, don't hurt him.
The police apprehend him as he's beating the crap out of her. And they're just like, get your hands off my boy, Mickey.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
It's like, why didn't you come outside like 5 minutes before when he was beating her up?
And the mom's like, it ain't Mickey's fault. It's not Francine's fault. Like, okay, lady, then whose fault is it? Like, pick a side.
Yeah.
It's no one's fault. It just happens. Like, somehow something just smashed her face because his fist was like brought over supernaturally. Like, no, like she never ever takes ownership. And I think it's odd because she's not like that with Wimpy. Like, from what you can tell,
yeah.
It's like they catered to him. Like, they babied him. Like, it's like he was the youngest and they just like babied him to the point where like he did no wrong. Like, I don't know. You see that sometimes in families. Like, I have a family in my neighborhood that's like that. Like,
yeah,
it's like the other 2 kids are like so responsible and so well behaved, and then they like baby the youngest. And I'm not saying this kid won't grow up to be fine, but like he's crazy. And it kind of reminded me of that, where it's like you need to discipline all of them. Like, it was just too much.
Right. Well, yeah. And I think people also are like, I didn't raise like a wife beater, you know? And it's like, I mean, no one's saying you did, but like, you can't act like he's not beating his wife. Like, he is beating her. Like, hello, in front of your face.
And even Wimpy,
in your backyard.
Yeah, and even Wimpy comes in. He's like, "You're being too hard on Mickey," and it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. So basically, then the aftermath is like they're sitting in like, I don't know what that room is, but they're sitting in it. There's a lot of like hammered metal decorations on the wall. That's all I know. And
Before Hobby Lobby.
it's way before Hobby Lobby. And Berlin's like, no son of mine is going to the mental ward, you know?
Yeah.
Which again is like, he probably should. And you're being stubborn and you're, you know, causing harm.
Yes. So Berlin goes.
So-
He's like, no son of mine is gonna be in a mental institute. And it's like, okay. And he like runs away for like, they said like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So he was just like gone. And
Right.
she's like, Francine is like in a hallway, like trying to call like, I don't know, a lawyer or something, right? Like, and
Well, so basically, yes. So first, after he runs away, like, Flossie just like is in bed for weeks, like with depression, which means she's not like helping
yes,
at all.
exactly.
So Francine's like on her own, and it looks like she and the kids are like staying in the car a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like it's like they've set up camp in the car. So then he's on probation. So then she's back in the social office. And he's like, well, he's on probation. So like he'll get picked up. And she's like, when?
Right.
Like, you know, and the guy's like, I don't know. I just dress sharp, you know, and probation has to handle it. It's not my thing.
Right.
So then she's like on the payphone and the kids are like really acting up.
Oh my gosh.
In that horrible
I was
hallway.
like, those kids are being so bad. They're like throwing books and like snacks. And she's like, pick it up, pick it up. And she's like on the payphone. And she's like, I'm getting no help for like attempted murder. And she's like, pick it up. And the kids are like, ah. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was making me anxious.
Really bad.
Like that's how chaotic it was. Like I actually felt anxious watching it.
Yeah, me too. I was like, those kids. And again, it's like those poor kids.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of, I mean, really, like, what do they even have, like, going
Nothing.
on that's good?
So she,
It's, like, so sad.
yeah, she finally like calls home to her mom and she's like, Mom, I need help. Like this is not working out. And so she goes back to like her mom's house with the kids. And you think like, okay, like she's putting him to bed and you're just like, okay, good. Like he's out.
3 of them in a twin bed.
Yeah, like all of
way.
them together. Yeah. And she's like, okay, I'll read you like a story. Hold on. But she hears like, you know, Mickey outside, like he's outside the windows and he's screaming into them and he's banging on the walls and he's just like, give me back my kids. You can't take my kids. And the freaking grandma, like, I was like, nut up, grandma. Like, those are like your grandkids and your daughter. Like, she's just like, I can't take it anymore. If it were me, I'd be out there with a freaking bat. I'd be like, get off my property. Like, that would be the only reason why I'd own a gun. Like, I'd be like, get out of here. I will protect those kids. You will have to kill me to get to those kids. Like, I'm not even joking. I'd be throwing stuff at him. Like, I'd be calling the police. She's just like losing her mind. She's like, I can't take it. You gotta give him the
she can't
kids.
take noise.
Yeah,
Right.
I can't take him pounding on the wall. She's like, take the kids. Just take the kids. Give him the kids, Francine. Give him the kids. And she's just like, okay. Like, she gives him the kids.
I know. It's so bad. But again, I mean, the mom was married to a horrible alcoholic. So who knows? Like, what the, I mean, she obviously didn't know how to like take care of Francine,
Right.
you know, when she was a child. So I mean, this is, oh, and then she's like, Flossie will take care of those kids, you know,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, the other grandma will love them, so don't worry about it.
So I was just like, I hope Francine at least got some sleep that night. I mean, probably not, but I was like, I at least hope that, because like,
I just couldn't give him the kids. Like, I just couldn't. I'm sorry. I'd
no,
be like,
there's no way. He's a violent abuser who is drunk. I mean, no.
Right. Like, I didn't understand that scene. I guess you'd have to be there to understand it. I know Francine was a good mom, but like, I couldn't give him the kids. Like, I'd be like, just kill me.
No.
Kill us all so we're done with this, because
Right.
I'm not giving you those kids.
No, that was really bad. So then the next day, she is like, you know, I don't have, like, she has to get a lawyer basically because she has to sue for custody.
Right.
And no one can help her. And she doesn't have a car. She doesn't have any money. So then one of the social workers is like, throw away his clothes or get a peace bond.
Yeah. What is that? Like, is this how it is? Or is this how it was? Like, I don't know.
Right. So then her mom is like, he is sorry.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I hope her mom won some blue ribbon for like her tomatoes or something, because that woman like literally contributes nothing else
Agreed.
whatsoever. So yes, they're gardening, and then he comes with his parents and the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Oh, hi, Fran. The kids wanted to see you,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "I quit drinking." And it's like, what is this, Sunday? Like, did he get the kids Thursday and now it's like Sunday? Like, what? Quit drinking when? Like, and he's like, I only hit you because I was drinking.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm getting a job, like I'm getting a lawyer. And Flossie's like, he's doing his
Of
best. And
course.
it's like, it's not good enough, obviously. So then it shows her in jail again. She's like legit taking care of herself. Like she's probably taking care of herself better in jail than ever outside of jail.
Heck yeah. Her skin looks good. Her hair is combed. She's like, I guess you can think about that when you're like not running from like your friggin' predator. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like I even thought that. I was like, wow, she looks like she's sleeping. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty bad if you're getting better sleep in jail than you are in your own home. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah. So then, oh my gosh, they have like the two older kids testify in court.
That was like such a good scene, so powerful, but like your stomach is just like in knots. Like you're just like, this is so horrible for those poor kids. But that little girl, that actress, she was good. She did such a
She
good
was
job.
really good. And then it just shows like his family like listening to it,
Yeah.
because like
They
it's like they know that the kids are not lying.
they know, but they're so angry about Mickey's death that I think that
Yeah.
they're just disregarding everything that in death and in life, they disregarded everything that Mickey did wrong. He was just for some reason like the jewel of the family. He was like he could do no wrong. He never was held accountable. They gave him more
Right.
chances than they gave anybody else. I don't know why,
Right.
but I feel like sometimes in families, especially with the youngest, like that can happen. And it was just they seemed callous. Like
Yeah.
and didn't believe it. Like, and even Fran on the stand. Well, before we get into that, she was like, the kids testify. And I love how her lawyer was like, well, do you miss your father? And she was like, she paused because she felt bad. Like, I should say I do. But she was like, I don't. No, I don't.
Right.
And I thought that was really powerful and was really good for Fran's case. And
Right.
then they brought, so she testified, she did an amazing job. And then they brought Fran on the stand isn't that before they brought up his mother, or was his mother next?
Well, so first they bring up a cop.
Okay.
And the lawyer is like, why are you useless, basically? And the cop was like, well, I mean, yeah, he threatened me, but it just seemed like words, so I didn't arrest him.
Exactly. I mean, isn't that already like a felony, or like, you know what I mean? Where you
Right.
you threaten a cop, like, can't you get arrested just for that?
I thought so. And then the lawyer's like, well, you have a gun and a uniform. So you think that,
It's the same.
she had the same resources?
Right. Yeah. Obviously, it's a little less fearful when you're holding a gun and you're a big fat guy against this wimp over here that's like calling you names. Like, I understand that. And versus like a woman who maybe weighed 85 pounds and was like,
Right.
it's just a different. Yeah. I thought that was a really good point.
So then did you see? So then it's like the extreme like profile shot of Francine and the mother-in-law's in the foreground, which was like, whoa.
Yes.
Like that was, oh, I'm sorry. It's the reverse. It's the extreme
Yes.
close-up of Flossie's profile,
Yes.
and Francine is in the foreground. And that was like, it's like not easy to do. I was like, whoa.
And the denial of Flossie when she's just like, my son did none of that. He did nothing wrong. Like, to look at those kids, at those grandkids, and just so blatantly lie. It was like, I don't even know if she knew she was lying. I feel like it was like she almost believed what she wanted to believe. She believed her own narrative and just lied to herself and was like, that's not how it went. So they're wrong. She killed my son. Go to jail.
Yeah, she definitely was not going to believe it. And he's like, yeah, sometimes Francine was hiding. I thought maybe it was a game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like somebody screaming and crying and running away. Yeah, that is a game
Yeah,
for
she was
sure.
just delusional, like to the utmost. And, she just wanted to
Yeah.
believe what she
And she
wanted.
gets hostile.
Yeah, and she was very hostile. It almost makes you wonder, like, was she the one showing abuse, like when he was a kid? Was she the one that had like a short fuse? Like, there's more to Flossie's story than Flossie is letting on. Like,
It's so
yeah,
true. And yeah, some of it's just like stupid. Like she's like, he didn't break down the door. It's like, obviously there's evidence that he did. I mean, it's just like
everything.
very
Yeah,
everything. And it's like that chosen ignorance that just like, infuriates
right.
me.
It's just people believing the narrative they want to believe. It's just propaganda. It's just your own mind making up what happened, and it's not the truth. And I just think
Right.
it's interesting to just how much she lied in court and to lie in front of her grandkids, especially. Like, I would never want my child to do those things, but you better believe if they did, that I would be like, put them in
Right.
jail. Like, you have to think of the kids. I'm sorry.
You have to think of the kid. And it's just the backwards thinking anyway. Like it's like, oh, you're not going to leave your husband because you took vows to stay with him,
Right.
but I'm going to lie in court under oath. Like it's just, I mean, it's so classic and prevalent
Yeah.
in this country still, but it's just very, it's a good example of how this goes on generation after generation.
Right.
Okay, yes. So then Francine takes the stand. So, she basically explains like how she didn't leave him because he couldn't work and he couldn't take care of himself and, he just wanted to possess her. She tells like the story of how they, which again, I mean, this like puppy story, I think got a lot of people, obviously, but I'm like, she's also a human that like, it shouldn't take a story about a puppy to get sympathy.
Well, that's the interesting thing. Like in this country, we had social laws, social work, like for animals, for dogs specifically, before we did for humans. And I think
I
that
believe
yeah, I think before children, like I think that is like, there's just something like about a dog that like strikes a chord in people because dogs are just so like loving and like they're not yelling,
Right.
they're not having tantrums, like they're just
Right.
like loyal to a fault. Like you could beat a dog and it'll come back to you and act the same way.
Right.
So like I think it's just one of those weird like human-y things where like people view dogs as like more important than people a lot of the time, and
Right.
that's weird, but it's just the way it is. And I thought that I read though in at least Wikipedia, who knows if this is true, that actually it was
Yeah.
a cat that had
Oh.
died. And I thought that was interesting because I think that the dog story pulled more heartstrings and would in court as well because of that reason. So she just talks about how they had a dog. The kids really wanted a dog. He wouldn't let the dog inside. It obviously gets very cold in Michigan winters, and the dog was pregnant, and they were like crying to the dad, like to Mickey, to please let the dog in so that the dog could have her babies. And then when the dog was left outside and it died and it froze to death, and the kids were like aware of that. And it was just like, it just showed his character, like how callous he was and just how he didn't care about anything that they
Right.
wanted. He didn't care about this dog's life. It was just like a weird twisted story, but supposedly it was actually about a cat.
Yeah.
But
Well, also, it was like a pregnant puppy, essentially, which I'm like, of course it was. Like, of course, it's
Right.
like a horrible story about a pregnant puppy.
right, exactly, yeah. So the dog was like sick and like it needed to have these puppies, and he just like wouldn't let him in. So
The pregnant puppy was very unfortunate.
right,
And people were like, wow, he was bad.
yeah, like it's kind of funny how that drives home the point. Like this person was bad, but it does work, and it is. I mean, if it was true, it's true. And then they kind of go back to like what happened that night, like what led up to the burning of the bed, of him in the bed, and she came home after like she was like 5 minutes late or something, and he's just like, where have you been? And of course he's in the house, like he's living there now, and she's like,
Right.
I'm coming home from school like I always do. And he's like, you're late. And she's got like books and groceries in her hands. Like she's like, I had to drop off someone. They needed a ride. Like I was just dropping them off. I'm 5 minutes late. He's like, oh, sure. And she like comes up and she's like, all right, I'm going to.
He'd be dead right there again. I'd be like, you're right now.
True. It doesn't even help her. Nothing, of course. She like comes up all those stairs with all that heavy stuff. And he's just like, where's my dinner? And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to make it now. And he's like, what are you making? And she's like, I picked up some like TV dinners. And like, I mean, again, she's going to school full time. Like she went to the grocery store. She's being an Uber. Like she's busy.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'd be like, go eat at your parents' house.
exactly like go to Domino's. I don't care. Get out of here. And he's just like, I'm not eating this. I hate this. You know, I hate this. And she's like, okay, fine. But like, let me just make it for me and the kids and then I'll fix you something else. But that's just like not good enough. And he's just like, oh, school, you know, like you're just getting all too good because you're at school. And he's like, I want you to like, she's like in the kitchen at this point, like trying to get the TV dinners ready. He's just like, I don't want you going there anymore. And she's like, no, like I'm not quitting school. And he's like,
Yeah.
that just infuriates because like she said no. And he like picks up the book and he starts like ripping out the pages and like her notes and
like so degrading.
yeah, and he's just crumpling them slowly and like throwing them at her. And she's just trying to like keep it calm. And she's like angry, but she's not reacting. And she's just like nervously like trying to make this meal. And he is just like, you know, you're not going. She's like, yes, I am. And then he just starts like beating on her and throwing things at her. And there comes a point where he like, he's just going at her. And then doesn't it kind of like end? Like,
So yeah, she explains parts of it. So like after that, it's like her explaining, like we see her burning her school stuff and he's like watching from the window,
Right.
which again is a really impressive scene. So she, you know, is with fire at this point. And so then she says that the police came and left because they're useless.
Yeah.
And so then we go back. And so then it's like, this is like, you know, the most extreme abuse.
yeah.
scene.
So he like, cause it is in the notes, like he beat her multiple times at night. So like the first time he beat her, then she went outside, he made her burn her books, which she was just like, fine. She's like, I did it cause I had to, cause she was afraid she's going to die. But she's like burning it and she's feeding the kids. Those poor kids are like not hungry at all. Like who would be? And he's just like standing there watching them. And the kids are like freaked and she's clearly like beaten and afraid. Her lips are all like messed up and she's trying to eat a cracker, but like the salt was like affecting like her broken like lips and things like that. And he's just like, you know, he throws all the food on the ground and the kids like run out and he's just like, clean it up.
He like motions for them to leave.
Yeah, he's like, get out of here. Like, this is like what, and like the kids like, no. Yeah, like they're like, okay, this is when my dad beats my mom. And he just starts like wailing on her. And then he's like, clean it up. And that is true. He had thrown their food on the floor, but he made her clean it up with her hands. Like she tried to grab a broom and he was like, clean it up with her hands, like degrading. And then like, shoved her face in it. Like you know, like when people train dogs and they'll do that, like they'll put their face in their urine. Like he put her face in it and then she's like trying to clean it up and he's like, you're quitting school. Like that's it. And she's like, just, it burned in me. Like I was like, that's it. I'm standing up for myself. And she was like, I'm not quitting school. He just beats her and beats her and beats her. And then she's in the bedroom and he comes in there and you go back to like the courtroom scene and they're like, what happened? And he's like, well, he asked me, like, he wanted to have sex, basically. And
Mhm.
so he rapes her because she doesn't want to. She's like, I told him
Mhm.
no. And he's like, well, how did it make you feel? And she's like I wanted to vomit. And she's like, the sex took a long time because he was drunk. And you're just thinking
Mhm.
about that. And you're like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Like, it was just countless beatings that night. He rapes her.
Mhm.
The rape took a long time because he
Right.
couldn't like get it up because he was so drunk.
Right.
And it's just so gross. And they're divorced. Like, he has no right
Right.
to be with her.
No, and the kids are there.
Yeah.
Like, doing what, you
Yeah.
know?
I don't
It's
know.
horrible. It's horrible.
Yes.
So, yeah, so then he passes out
Yep.
and she gets dressed and she tells the kids to get dressed. And she says, she just thought like my kids' lives are as terrible as mine,
Yeah.
which is like so sad and true.
Yeah.
And then she, thought about leaving, but it's like obviously she realizes that like if she leaves, it doesn't matter.
Right. He's going to find her and it's just going to repeat until she's probably dead. Like, that's basically where this is going. And she knows it.
Right. So, then yeah, she like douses him in gasoline.
How did he not wake
And
up? Like, that's kind of
I mean,
smelly.
it is. Maybe he was just like so wasted,
Yeah.
you
True.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed quick,
Yeah.
because I think like when she gets in the car with the kids, like he's already on fire and then it probably hits something that explodes, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you would think also the smoke, he would just die. If he didn't burn,
Mm-hmm.
he would suffocate. But needless to say, she's successful and blows him up.
I mean, yeah, like it's done. And so then the lawyer's like, "Did you plan this?" And she's like, "No." She just did, like, she literally did not have a way out. She didn't.
No.
She didn't. I mean, maybe I guess if she had survived for more years and like gotten a job after school and like had enough money to go far, far away, but probably not. I mean, he would probably find her.
Right. I mean, yeah, at that point, it's just kind of like, what do you do? Do you try
Yeah.
to be homeless with your kids? Do
Yeah.
you, she has no seemingly family that helps? Like, I
No.
don't really know. Like, I mean, I'm not saying killing someone is right because that's, I don't know, that's awful, but it's also like, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do in this situation. That's really tough. I don't even know.
It is tough. I do consider it self-defense. I do.
Yeah,
I consider it self-defense. I feel like he could have killed her multiple
true.
times and she didn't have a weapon and she couldn't defend
Yeah,
herself. And I do think like, PTSD is real and I do think that she was failed like multiple times.
yeah,
So, I am shocked that she was found not guilty. I mean, I'm shocked that back then she
yeah,
was found not guilty.
yeah. Me
Like,
too.
that's crazy to me. And then, it kind of would have been nice to see her be okay after. Like, right?
Yeah, it would be. I mean, they show her reunite with her children, like they're all
Yeah.
excited, and like that was lovely. And again, according to Wikipedia,
Yeah.
she like goes on to get remarried. Um, and she gets remarried, and she also, where is it? I can't find it. She also goes back to school and she becomes a
Yeah.
nurse, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived until I think 2017, 2016. She died from complications of pneumonia in Alabama. But she sat with the elderly. She taught a nursing class. She was an LPN and worked at several nursing homes. She married Robert Wilson, a country musician, in 1980.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, she seemed like the later years of her life were filled with like caregiving and she was very like helpful towards people. I'm sure based on what she went through, I mean, I'm sure like she wasn't happy that it came to that. I don't think she was looking to like ever like kill him. She obviously
No.
tried to like legally just keep her separate ways, and
Right.
wasn't trying to like she never said to him like, yeah, let's get remarried or let's be back together. It was
Right.
just like forced upon her in a way.
Well, and yeah, I mean, it literally was him or her. I mean,
Right.
there was nothing else to do. So I do have some differences, like some things that changed since then, if we want to go through
Yeah.
some of those. So this is specifically in Michigan. So, before the late 70s, they needed a warrant for misdemeanor assault unless committed in an officer's presence. So that's what we saw in the movie. Like they could never take him because they didn't have a warrant.
Oh my gosh.
Now you could have a warrantless arrest based on reasonable suspicion. So like if somebody saw her head like bashed in from a mirror, that would be reasonable and they probably would have arrested him, which is good. Protections. This was considered a private family matter with limited legal options for victims. Now, state and federal laws provide robust protections, including restraining orders and mandatory victim notification of rights and services. Back then, firearm access, restrictions on firearm access were limited. Now, conviction for misdemeanor domestic violence results in an 8-year firearm ban, which isn't long enough, but at least it's something.
Yeah.
Legal resources. There were like no state-funded resources basically, and now there's shelters. They offer a 24-hour hotline, provide service for domestic and sexual violence survivors. Court authority. Courts had limited options, often relying on fines or jail time. Now courts have greater flexibility with the option to mandate counseling for offenders. And lease termination. Victims had few options to safely leave a shared residence then. Now victims can legally terminate a lease early.
Oh, that's very
That's
helpful.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of changes. Good job, Michigan.
Yeah. Honestly, that's really positive.
Yeah. So also there was an article that was talking about how this Francine Hughes case really helped draw awareness. Burning bed syndrome became something studied by academics and used as a defense in other cases of women killing their abusers.
Wow.
So it's actually called a thing now. And then after the movie was released, there was a National Domestic Violence Awareness Week instated. So a decade after that, Congress passed the Violence Against Women Act, and that established a hotline, forced all states and jurisdictions to recognize and enforce victim protection orders, and provided funding for domestic violence training for police officers. Thank you.
Yeah.
So by the time she died, like this was recognized as like a major national issue. And so it's not resolved. It says 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner.
Oh my gosh.
And 1 in 4 and 1 in 9 men will be victims of severe physical abuse in their lifetime.
Oh, it's terrible.
So, again, I think that it's the kind of situation where if you know anyone going through anything like this, you have to just be there for them. And if you know an abuser, I think it's important to be honest about it.
Yeah.
And tell the truth about what's going on. Obviously, he was sick.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that his whole life, people were like, he's sick, but we're not going to do anything about it.
Right. Exactly.
And if he was a sick child, who knows? Like if he had early intervention, he might not have become a horrible abuser,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what makes people do the things they do or why they choose to hurt and intimidate, but I think it's just people feeling they want power. They just want to feel like they're important and they're just predators. They just prey, and I don't know. It's just something that gets them off, and it's really sick, but I mean, what a amazing story. I've never heard or seen anything like this. I mean, the abuse is similar to so many of these films, but the ending was really impactful. And I thought it was amazing that she did get off. I'm glad she did, just because her children needed her and they had been through enough. And I'm glad that they had their mother. And if these laws changed because of this story, as tragic as it is, it's kind of amazing that good came out of something so awful. And hopefully it's helped a lot of, people in her position.
Right. Yeah, it's a great film. So check it out if you have not.
Absolutely.
As always, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Feel free to comment. And as always, we are welcoming film suggestions. And share us with your friends.
Yes.
Yes. Until next time, have a great day.
Have a great day.